So, for years and years, the 8th entry in the Friday the 13th franchise, Jason Takes Manhattan, has been a skid mark on the entire series, mainly because it mostly takes place on a boat. Today, we're going to try to fix that and get into how Jason should have taken Manhattan. Let's go. Now, I'm aware that there are a lot of people that have a decent amount of love for Jason Takes Manhattan. They don't care about that it mostly takes place on a boat. They like the movie. If you've seen my review and where I put it in my 31 on 31 ranking, you know that I'm not a big fan of this movie. There are a lot of other Friday the 13th movies I like a whole hell of a lot more than this one. And after I finished watching Jason Takes Manhattan for that review series, I thought to myself, there has to have been a better way that they could have had Jason take Manhattan. Because if you go into this thinking Jason Takes Manhattan, holy shit, the promise of that is not met at all in this movie. So we're going to try to fix that, and this is where we started. So you have the movie open up at the house from part 7. Okay? The house is all messed up. You have the lake, there's the whole open scenery. You have EMTs there, you have fire there, you have police, you have reporters. It's just chaos. You have a little bit of Tina. She's taken away, to be cared for, and that's it. It's just bananas. So Tina gets taken away. Pretty much in the exact same frame she gets taken away, these asshole suits show up. You can have 4, 5, 6, whatever, but they're led by this obvious main dude. And they say, we're taking the body. We're taking Jason's body. We've been cleared to take this body. It is a massive, massive scientific find that this guy has been around for whatever and that he has somehow survived. Everybody's all freaking out, not really knowing who has jurisdiction. The guy said, listen, we're taking him. Can we see some credentials? So the main boss type dude that they have cast, it can be anybody, as long as he looks douchey. You have that guy say, here you go, here's my credentials. And they say, what the hell is Crystal Lake Research Facility? Little wink and nod to Jason X, where they actually have him at the beginning of that movie. So they take him, boom, Jason's gone. You start the movie. Credits roll a little bit, and you have all of what's happened in part 7 playing on the news. And what you have is you have the close-up of this, and some reporter is reporting on it. They zoom out, and you find Ginny is watching this news report. Ginny from part 2. And she's like, okay, his body is there. I know how to get to him. I've been looking for him since forever. Since he attacked us, I need to find him. Because she hasn't been obsessed, but she needs to find him. She needs to know that he's dead, and obviously she's been following, so she knows from parts 3, parts 4, part 6, not part 5, part 5, and just knows I need to get there. So Ginny goes, Ginny gets there, finds out he's gone. Nope, these assholes, we don't know who they are, but they've been taken. They've been taken, Jason's been taken by these guys. She's just, holy crap. So her first move is, she goes and she finds Tina. Because she finds out that there was this girl, she survived, it was the house, whatever. She goes and finds Tina. They talk and talk and talk and talk, and they come to the conclusion that they're going to work together. They're going to find wherever these guys are, whatever this Crystal Lake Research Facility is. They're going to find it, they're going to find Jason, and they're going to end him once and for all, destroy his body. At this point, he is very dormant. He was taken down, and he's just a slab. He's just out. He's not doing anything. Think kind of, the beginning of between part 3 and part 4, how he doesn't do anything to anybody until he gets to where he is. And in case you haven't noticed, no, we are not entering any kind of boat into the storyline at all. So if you like that, sorry. From there, we get a flash to Crystal Lake Research Facility, and they're trying to check out Jason. They're trying to start dissecting him a little bit. Obviously, they're not going to completely dismember him or do any kind of craziness, but Jason is there. He doesn't have the mask, because the mask did get split at the end of 7. They have it, but that's not really going to come into play. They have the mask, they found the mask, and Jason is just there. But then what happens, think kind of a mix between the beginning of part 4, the escape scene of Jason X, and the Doctor Massacre in Halloween 6. You put all of that together in this scene. Jason does not stay asleep for long. After they start really getting at him, he wakes up and kills everyone. Everyone. There are no survivors. All of those scenes I just mentioned, ramp all those up to 11, and just blood and dismemberment all over the fucking place. And he doesn't have a mask. This whole kill scene, no mask. He still looks all gnarly and messed up like he did at the end of 7. And he kills every single person. It's an awesome scene. Everybody's freaking out. Nobody can get out. But Jason's just dispatching everyone. Boom, boom, boom. Some are quick. Some are awesome. Some are nothing. Some are a little bit off screen because you get that build of panic. Because you have people running and you hear screaming, screaming, boom, just death everywhere. I think I drove that home a little bit. So, Jason does his whole thing. Empties the whole facility of any kind of heartbeat. And he gets to a door. Pushes the door open. And that's when you get the reveal that Crystal Lake Research Facility is right smack dab in the middle of New York fucking City. It's hidden in plain sight so that no one would really think to look for anything like that in New York. So he's there very early on in the movie. I'd say the first 20 minutes, maybe the first half hour, you have Jason in Manhattan right away. But up until that point, you have no clue, none whatsoever, that's going to happen. Obviously, you would have the title Jason Takes Manhattan because that's what we're going off of. But up until that point, in terms of the movie, you have no clue they're in New York. So he gets out, and you can cheese this up because it's the 8th entry in the film. He goes to a sporting goods store. It's at night, so he just breaks in. He finds a hockey mask. I would want the hockey mask to fit just as good as it did in part 7, but without the chunk missing. I like a good snug mask on Jason. I don't like when it's a little bit bigger. I like that look. I really like the look of the mask in Jason X. So kind of something like that. That's how I want this Jason to look. We then flash back to Ginny and Tina on their little road trip trying to find any kind of clues about what the hell happened to Jason's body. And as they're talking, they're working out a plan, working out where they could go next, they hear breaking news that there have been random murders in New York. We don't need to see these ones, but just that there has been a spree of random murders. An entire apartment complex. You don't have to have it be a skyscraper complex, but you have an entire apartment complex dead. You have basically what happened at the beginning with Jason getting out of the research facility. He did that to an apartment complex. And the girls are like, holy shit. It's Jason. That's where they took him. They took him to New York. Don't know why they took him to New York. That kind of becomes irrelevant. The whole research facility, that's just to get Jason as a plot device into New York. So they're like, holy shit. Not only is that where they took him, he is alive. We need more. We aren't going to be enough. So, who do they go get? They go get Trish Jarvis. Someone else that Ginny knows has faced Jason and has lived to tell the tale. Okay? So they get Trish. They're this power trio trying to figure out what they could do to beat Jason. Makes perfect sense. But they get this power trio together and they decide, okay, we really aren't going to be enough. We are 3. Yes, we have faced him, but we haven't faced him at different times in his life. The 3 then split off. Trish goes and she finds Megan Garris. Tina and Ginny, they go to an insane asylum and they find Chris. Chris from part 3. Now Chris, she's going to be an interesting part in this because they're able to get her out because she's in there willingly. She wants help with dealing with Jason. And they get her out. They convince her, we need you. We are going to end this once and for all. You are not going to have to worry about him. You are not going to be scared of him. We are getting a group together, and we know that we can figure out how to beat him, and we will destroy him this time. There will be nothing. There will be no second guessing whether or not Jason is alive. We are going to murderize his fucking face. They get Chris out. But Chris, as much as she's like, yeah, all right, we're going to do this, she is a liability for most of the movie. You have her, at a later time in the movie, you have her see Jason. You have a time where they all see Jason. They're like, holy shit, okay, what do we do? Because they're not ready when they finally get back together. You get Megan, you got Chris, you got Jenny, you got Trish, you got Tina. They're all together. And no, we are not bringing in Pam from part 5 because she didn't fight Jason. I have a lot of contempt for part 5. And it kind of seeps into this, but she didn't fight Jason, so they don't care about her. You have these girls go fight Jason. They don't know what they're going to do. They don't really have a plan of attack, but they're like, hey, Tina kind of kicked his ass. And we kind of kicked his ass a little bit too. We had our own different ways of, fighting him off. And all right, let's do it. So they get there and they find Jason. They go to fight Jason and Chris just breaks down right in the middle of it. And then they have to worry about Chris and they're divided. You have Tina trying to fight Jason and you have Megan trying to help Tina while Ginny and Trish are tending to Chris. And it's just a shit show. Absolute shit show. This first outing. And Megan Garris gets murdered by Jason. Pick a good one. It's an awesome kill. Whatever the kill would be, that's what you give Megan Garris. I actually like Megan Garris a fair bit. But that's why you kill her. She's a likable character. And no, this doesn't mean that we're going to bring Tommy Jarvis into this. This is about the girls who have survived Jason. So, Megan Garris is dead. They freak out. They peace out. They don't know how to stop Jason. The NYPD can't stop Jason. And the little bit that they see him here and there. And he is just on a murder spree. Basically the type of murder spree that the name Jason Takes Manhattan promises. It delivers on that promise. Think kind of in line with Predator 2 that released a year later than Jason Takes Manhattan. Like that level. Like he's just going through Manhattan. Killing people all over the damn place. And they can't stop him because this version of Jason is a monster. He's an unstoppable monster at this point. So the girls regroup and they are obviously shaken. They've gotten Megan killed. They have no plan of attack and they're just, we can't do anything. Chris is a absolute mess at this point. But they realize we have information that no one else has. No one else can really do anything with. So we got to try it again. We got to find him. We have to keep at this and we have to end this asshole. We got to do it. So they get Chris up and they talk her up again. They give her this whole eye of the tiger type speech and they get her back into him. She's like, okay, I'll do what I can, but I'm not okay. Like, well, we need you. We need you. We need you. So you get back to another confrontation with Jason. Jason has just been on a murder spree. The murder spree has not ended since he broke out of the research facility. It just blood all over Manhattan. This fight, they get him wherever he is. You can have him be in an apartment. You can have him be on Broadway. You can have him at all whatever notable locations you want to have him at in this movie. You get him to Times Square. The girls have him, they get him to Times Square, and you have the final fight. Now you might be wondering, where's the NYPD in this? Jason's killed a lot of them by this point, because people have been calling the cops the entire movie. Hey, we got this asshole, and he's just been killing cops all over the place. Anybody that gets in his way. He's been killing guys, left, right, center, bouncers, big dudes, guys that are trying to fight him. None of it's working, obviously, because it's Jason. So by the time they're in Times Square is actually pretty bare of people. He is just, everybody's terrified of him. And the military hasn't mobilized or wouldn't have mobilized by this point. But it's just them in Times Square. Nobody wants anything to do with Jason. The cops are like, nope, we can't, none of us are dying anymore because of this asshole. So they let the 4 girls have their throw at Jason. Final fight starts with Tina and Jason. Tina is doing her thing. There's a whole bunch of stuff that she could throw at Jason while they're in Times Square. And she's throwing all kinds of shit, realizing none of it is working. So you have Ginny come in. She's like, all right, I'm going to trick him again. I'm going to act like I'm his mother. And I'm going to talk him down, and maybe we'll get on the drop on him somewhere. So Ginny starts doing her whole thing. Mommy's very pleased. It's time to chill out. You're okay. You did good. Mommy's very happy. Talking him down. And it looks like it's going to work. It looks like Jason he's putting down his arms. He's relaxing. Ginny's getting closer. Ginny's talking him down. You have Jason grab Ginny right by the throat. Because he knows. Obviously, he remembers. It's like, not this time. Grabs Ginny by the throat. As he grabs Ginny by the throat, you have Chris have this gigantic eye of the tiger moment, and she rolls up with a hatchet, boom, right to Jason's face, just like in part 3. Bam. But not like here. Like here. Splits his shit. Right here. And he's okay. Like, he doesn't go down to this. But he drops Ginny. And then you have Tina. Boom. Brings cars in. She is full-on Jean Grey Carrie at this point. She is strong as hell with her abilities because she is pissed. She is beyond pissed. She is super powered and slams 2 cars into him. He is pinned. He's got the axe to his face, and the killing blow goes to Trish. And she walks up with his machete because it dropped when he was smashed by the cars. She picks it up and just boom, offs his dome. Just right off. Just no bullshit. Just cuts his head clean off. That's it. End of the fight. All the girls got their chance. All the girls tried their shit. But that's what it took. All of them together being done with his bullshit after all of these years. The girls kill Jason. Jason took Manhattan. They took Manhattan back from him. They kill his ass, and that's when everyone kind of brings in. And he's dead. You don't get any pop at the end. You actually get a happy ending, surprisingly enough. You get a happy ending. Jason is gone. His head gets incinerated. His body gets sent away. You can have that maybe lead into something. You can have Jason's body lead into some kind of Jason goes to hell kind of thing. I wouldn't recommend it to make this movie actually work. Or maybe you just have him incinerated, have him split into pieces, sent to the 5 corners of the world, and burned and just taken down to ashes. But this is it. This is the end of Jason in this movie. This Jason Takes Manhattan. That Jason Takes Manhattan doesn't happen. Jason X doesn't happen. Jason Goes to Hell doesn't happen. None of that happens. This is it. This is the end of the Friday the 13th franchise. Well, you can still do the reboot. But this is the end of the original series. Jason is fucking dead. They have dismembered him. They have smoked him. He is done. The girls that survived him were his end. I love that. I love that a lot. Now, if you enjoyed that idea, go watch a video I did quite a while ago, because this is my first video back since, like, November. And it's so good to be back. It's been way too long since I've been gone. But go watch that video. I talk about a way that you could bring Danielle Harris back into this timeline for the Halloween franchise. I'll have that at the end screen in a little bit. But go check that out. I have a lot of fun with it. And if you want to see other videos like this, I have a whole bunch of ideas that I have down that are coming down the pipe. So look out for those. And if you enjoyed it and you're looking forward to more, hit the subscribe button. But until I see you again, and I cannot wait to see you again, take care.